Adverbial complement with transitive verb. We have seen adverbial complement with intransitive verb. So let's now look at adverbial complement with transitive verb, right? So verbs like remain, belong, last require an adverbial complement to complete the verb phrase, as we have seen. The verbs were also seen to be intransitive and they have no direct object. Obviously, in intransitive verb, we do not have a direct object. And with transitive verb, we know that we have monotransitive, we have ditransitive, even we have complex verb in which we have a direct object. Let's see that transitive verb may also select an adverbial complement. So if we look at this, John put the money in a box, right? We have the verb put and we have a noun phrase, the money, which is the direct object. But we also have a prepositional phrase in a box. Can we leave it and make a sentence like John put the money? Obviously not. We cannot leave in a box, which is a prepositional phrase. So what does it mean? It means that the put, which is a transitive verb, which takes a direct object, also has an obligatory prepositional phrase. So he worded the letter very carefully. The children always remind me of their grandfather. All these fall in the same category, right? So similarly, so far as 57 to 59 sentences are concerned, we say that they have a direct object, right? The money, the letter, me. They are direct object because we can put them into passive sentences. We can make the money was put in the box, the letter was worded very carefully, and I was always reminded. So the VP of 57, that is put, has the following structure. Put, which is a verb, it must have a noun phrase as it has the money, and it must have a prepositional phrase as adverbial complement as it has in a box in this example. So it contains an NP and a PP. The PP in a box is a complement of the verb and expresses the location of putting. Where did he put the money? Obviously the answer is in a box. This constituent is an adverbial complement. The adverbial complement for put also be realized by an adverb phrase. For example, we can say John put the money upstairs or there. So there and upstairs are adverbial phrase. But we cannot make a sentence with simply put and a noun phrase. The verb put has the following subcategorization frame. Verb phrase, then we have a noun phrase, and then we have option of a prepositional phrase or an adverbial phrase. The curly bracket shows that both constituents are possible. The word above is also a transitive verb which will select both an direct object and an adverbial complement. Adverbial complement is realized by an adverb phrase like very carefully and express location, that in 50 express manner. So how something took place, it shows manner. So this is what he did it very carefully, or he worded it very carefully. So how he worded it very carefully, it shows the manner of the verb. In 58, the adverb phrase could be replaced by a prepositional phrase. Instead of saying very carefully, we can say in a very careful manner. So both possibilities are there. In 59, we find another verb taking an object, and that was reminded, a noun phrase and a prepositional phrase as a complement. The children always remind me of their grandfather. So we have remind, after that we have a noun phrase me, and we have a prepositional phrase which is adverbial complement. We cannot say the children always remind me, right? Though we know that me is a direct object because it can be replaced with the subject to make a subject and to make it a passive verb. Though we can see that PP is obligatory, it would be difficult to say what semantic contribution the PP makes. However, there are some fuzzy edges which always are difficult to decide. It is clear that the PP is omissible. We cannot delete PP with this from this sentence of their grandfather. The children always remind me. This is not possible, right? Though this sentence has a subject, noun phrase, a verb, and a transitive verb with a noun phrase as its direct object. But even then, it requires an adverbial complement. Again, learning structures of verb is very important. Note that in sentence 59, me is direct object. The noun phrase, their grandfather, is not a direct object because we cannot put the grandfather is reminded. It's not grandfather that is reminded. It is me which becomes I am reminded. So it is not a direct object, rather it is a prepositional complement.